About 20 years ago, we were starting to look at the nitrogen chemistry here, and it started to go up. Okay, we knew it always goes up after you clear cut. After you disturb the forest, nitrogen starts to cycle because it gets warmer. The trees aren't taking it up. You see this little increase, and then it goes down as the trees start to regrow. And if we would have stopped the study after about the first 5 or 10 years, we said, that's what we expected. Case closed. Well, we kept measuring nitrogen. About 10 or 15 years ago, nitrogen levels were higher coming out of here than they were right after it was clear cut. Still very low, still well below drinking water standards. Panic about from an environmental standpoint, but from a biological standpoint, something was going on in the watershed. We didn't know what it was, never would have expected that to happen, but we saw it by just monitoring those long-term stream chemistry. This is kind of the point I made about matching the long-term monitoring with short-term studies. What we hypothesized was one of a couple of things going on, and this is probably the most likely one. One of the big species that comes in after you disturb southern Appalachians is black locust. I don't know if you know anything about black locust, but it's a legume. It's like soybeans. It fixes atmospheric nitrogen and puts it into the soil. And it fertilizes the stand here at about 30 pounds per acre per year. At about the time we started seeing nitrogen come out of here at those higher levels, black locust was getting killed by stem borer. And so what we hypothesized is that the death of that black locust was releasing that nitrogen that was in its root nodules into the stream, and we were seeing that signal of black locust generated mortality nitrogen in the stream. Now, again, I think the important part is here that if we would have stopped that study, and this is really what distinguishes us in the experimental forest from universities and other research organizations, that having that 36-year record is unique. And if we'd have stopped that study, I kind of broken it up into 10-year intervals, at the end of any of those 10-year intervals, we would have the exact wrong interpretation of what was going to happen the next time.